Next, from the PEL, PT. Where the heart leads, they charge forward. In the day, expect them to break through the battlefield. The hunt begins.
Welcome!
Next, from the PMPX, DRX. Enduring the lows, breaking through obstacles, carrying their flame to climb higher.
Welcome!
Next, from the Americas region, Alpha 7. The decisive battle is here, gunfire thunders. Hope is in the clouds, standing together is the only answer.
Welcome!
Next, from the PMPS, DK. The champion's edge still shines. True kings always know when to pull the final trigger.
Welcome!
Next, from PMJL, KN. New blood arrives, fame awaits. The unfamiliarity of the international stage is their most dangerous and most powerful weapon.
Welcome!
Next, from PMJL, RC. The endgame begins, ready to strike. They'll prove that true kings dare to fight for every possibility.
Welcome!
Next, from Central and South Asia region, APG. Dual guns are blazing, full firepower. When absolute gun skills meet team strength, they're ready to explode on stage.
Welcome!
Next, from PEL, LGD. Brutal beauty, consistent as ever. You can always trust their bullets to deal with all the challenges.
Welcome. 有请来自东南亚赛区的
From the Southeast Asia region, VPE.
愈战愈
The
狂，
fiercer they
强
fight,
势追
the
分，
harder
他
they
们将用
chase.
高淘汰
They
证明
prove with
谁
high
才是真
eliminations
正的
who's the
战
real
场小
harvester
歌姬
of the battlefield.
Welcome. 有请来自美
Next,
洲赛
from the
区的
Americas region, INF.
心有猛虎
Lying low
细嗅
is
蔷
for
薇
the
和
crucial
服是为了在
moment.
关键时刻爆发
They're
他们正以
charging
精准
for the
运营
peak
与刚
with
猛
precise
方法
tactics
冲
and
击巅
fierce
峰
gunplay.
Welcome.
From Central and South Asia region, currently ranked number 3rd, TS. Gunfire clears the path. Charging upwards, they seize every opportunity to rise higher.
Welcome. 有请
Next,
排名第二
currently
的
ranked 2nd, BTR.
双榜上
Topping
举
both charts,
赢得一
crushing
切
all
他们面对
defenses,
所有
they
防线
shatter every
致
front
力
line,
战
setting the
场
rules
法
of
则
the battlefield.
Welcome. 接下来
Finally,
让我们有请来自
from
PEL 赛区
PEL,
世界排名第一
currently
的
ranked first,
深圳微博
WBG.
两日霸榜
Dominating for 2 straight days, leading by a huge margin, the world will remember their names.
Welcome. 所有弹道的
The
终点
target of every bullet, the crystallization of all passion, the ultimate glory is now within reach.
现场以及正在收看的所有特种兵们，大家晚上好。
Our viewers at home and at our venue, welcome again to the final day of the 2025 Hong Kong Invitational. I'm your host, Nicole. After 2 days of intense competition, a new battlefield landscape has emerged. We witnessed the reigning champions adapt their strategies and seen dark horse teams from various regions stun the stage. The flame of war has reached their peak, and gunfire will decide the final outcome. Will challengers reshape the order, or will the rulers defend their honor? Fearless ambition, everlasting conquest. Let's dive into the final showdown.
That's right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone worldwide as we finally begin the third and final day of the PUBG Mobile Hong Kong Invitational. Wherever you may be, we have 9 matches lined up for you today. And we will find out who will be crowned the champion of this Invitational. And of course, we'll find out who will be representing the PEL in the PUBG Mobile World Cup. My name is Dawood Sandstorm, and alongside me for today's games is none other than Neptura. Nep, it has been an incredible journey so far. Weibo has taken the lead in day 1 and have kept on holding onto that lead. The question is, can they hold on until the final moments of this game? Can they get themselves a chicken dinner after passing the threshold and crown themselves champions?
That is the question, Sandstorm. Are we going to see a smash rule coming in here? Is WBG going to be able to get those 30 points and then go through and go ahead? No, wait, we're muted. Hang on, we're back. No, I was fine. Anyway, to come back through and get that win after getting 30 points. I mean, could they get 30 points in this game?
Yes. It's possible. Look, listen, it's possible. Yesterday, I want to say when it comes to the likes of Vampire, they felt like, hey, we can pump some numbers when it comes to eliminations as well. And they managed to do that. Managed, I think, to secure 17 eliminations, almost on the cusp of getting 19 with an incredible record. They do have a history of always having, I want to say, like 1 or 2 pop-off games in these kind of stages, but consistency has not been their ally in this tournament so far, and they're going to need to do a heck of a lot more. But I think when we're talking about the top 3, when we're talking about the opportunity to claim the championship, at the moment, Nep, there's 3 people I feel that are in the conversation, and that would be Team Spirit, obviously, and then we have Weibo, who are still holding on to that very top. And the race between them is getting tighter and tighter, I feel, and LGD is hotter on their heels too.
Yeah, they are. There's not too much of a gap between them, right? You also have BTR, Bigatron, right behind Weibo Gaming as well. So there's like a lot of contenders. There are a lot of contenders coming in to today. It's all going to come down to that last match, possibly, right? We do have extra matches here today. We have our normal 6 matches and then extra 3 as well in case we need them. Now, for Weibo, we should be looking at them hopefully smashing before even 6 games are done. That is the goal, right? That is what's going to make this so much fun, what's going to really put pressure on the teams and make them really start to play a lot better. But there is a huge risk here. WBG, they could end up going out early. We saw A7 hot drop them on the last game yesterday, and that might just continue a trend that we'll see today.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to bring up, is the fact that, yeah, with you coming into the final day of the competition and you being in the lead, you are going to have a target on your back and everyone's going to be gunning for you. We saw that in the final game with Alpha 7 just hot dropping Weibo, like you mentioned. But unfortunately, Team Spirit wasn't able to get a decent amount of points. Influence Rage wasn't able to capitalize on that and benefit from the early outing of Weibo in the last game, but Bigatron was the one that capitalized. They got themselves a chicken dinner in that last game, and especially with the fact that they managed to get 11 eliminations as well, stopping the Vampire in their tracks. And Vampires as well, just to kind of remind everyone as well, yesterday Vampires had 4 games, I believe. Well, 3 games actually, where they ended up in 15th, 14th, in 12th with barely any points, nothing to their name. Second half, they turned on. We saw them coming up in 7th with 5 eliminations, top 5 with 1, and then finally the second place with 17, which was quite a sensational game. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, are the extra games. Now, keep in mind, all of today's games are, I mean, I want to say technically, I want to say game 2 and onwards, or game 3 onwards, those are all extra. Because the tournament could actually, yes, those are actually optional. The first 3 games, the tournament can end in those first 3 games. If the likes of Weibo was able to get 30 points in the first game, or 15 in 1, 15 in 2, and then game 3, they get the chicken dinner, that's it, done. We don't even need games 4 to 9.
No, exactly. I think that's really the big storyline coming through here. Everybody's wondering, are we going to get to game 3? Is that the only games we're going to be seeing today, or are we going to go all the way to match 21 now? We're here for the long haul. Whichever one it is, that's what we're here for. So we'll see how that goes. Will another team be able to surpass Weibo Gaming? I mean, we've seen it before. We've seen it several times now so far with this Smash rule, where the number 1 team sets the pace, gets all the points, but it's actually the second and third place teams that surpass them. That top place team just is unable to really compete in day number 3. We'll have to see, because it's really going to come down to this first game. I think we really are going to be setting the tone for today by this first game. If Weibo Gaming can come through, get a huge chicken dinner, they are set up for the Smash rule from game 2 onwards. That would be crazy. Now, more realistically, they're probably going to have a good game on this game, good game the first to Wrangle, and then we start seeing something maybe coming into that point threshold in game number 3. But again, there is that risk of getting hot dropped. Weibo Gaming could absolutely get hot dropped by 2, maybe even 3 different teams. I mean, it's all possible.
I agree, very much so. It is entirely possible for multiple teams to drop, because at the end of the day, they all need the tournament to keep on going. They all need the games to keep on going to allow themselves an opportunity to maybe get a higher rank, get a higher prize, or of course compete for that number 1 spot. But before we jump into our first game of the day, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, of course, it is going to be on Sandhawk. The schedule and the map rotations are the same. And of course, when it comes to the extra maps, we had the schedule up, but we will remind you one more time. It is going to be Sandhawk, Erangel, Miramar, one of each map to make it fair. We're not prioritizing one map over the other. You know, everyone gets their fair share in the extra matches. But at this point, I would love to hear from the crowd. I'd love to hear from the viewers that we have. Who do you think is going to come out on top in game number 1? Who are you supporting in the PUBG Mobile Hong Kong Invitational? And also, I want to say a more specific one to the PEL fans out there that may be watching us on the English stream. Who would you like to see represent the PEL in the Esports World Cup? Because at the moment, there are some maths that need to be done to find out who's gonna, or who has a chance. But at the moment, it is quite clear that I want to say Thunder Talk should be going there without any issues, and I think number 2 should be Weibo, unless Thunder Talk end up in bottom 4 placements and LGD ends up second with Weibo winning. Then things change.
I mean, it's so crazy how we're down to the last day and literally anything goes. It could go either which way. We've got a race for PMWC with the PEL teams. We've got a race for the tournament winner here. We've got a race for all the other teams trying to catch up to Weibo Gaming, coming on through and trying to get some stuff done here. I mean, there is quite a big gap. Bigatron in second place, 103 points so far. Weibo Gaming has 122, so there's a little bit of a gap there. Team Spirit, 95. Influence Rage, 90. Vampire Esports, 79. So there is a gap between 5th and 1st place. It's all going to come down to the next couple of games to see where we're going to be going with it, how close those gaps can really become, and then who is really going to take that trophy home, because I mean, it could be anybody's game. If they get close enough and then we have 3-4 teams in that point threshold, it's game over for us. It's going to be awesome.
Well, this is one of the things that I think a lot of people are looking forward to seeing the Smash roll one more time. And I do have to say, I saw the announcement. It's not a spoiler coming in 3, 2, 1. When it comes to the point system for Esports World Cup and the Smash roll for the maybe people want to read the news on their own. But yeah, so when it comes to the point system for Esports World Cup, or rather the Smash roll, when it comes to the Esports World Cup, we'll talk about that when we get to the Esports World Cup, because right now we are here at the Pmhi day number 3. And it is finally underway with our first game of the day, and a plane path heading from south of Camp Bravo all the way to Nakam. So that's not going to be, it's going to be a pretty okay plane path. And then again, with it being Sandhawk, it shouldn't be too much of a problem for these teams. But instantly, all eyes are going to be set onto Weibo Gaming in this first game. Will there be a hot drop? Do you even want to give them an opportunity to get close enough to that match point threshold in the first place?
Well, so far, no one is hot dropping them. You can see them down to Camp Charlie, that side. They've got a big old split going on. Probably a really good idea, actually, to hold on to those wide splits on rotation, because even if you get hot dropped, you're going to lose 1, maybe 2 players at most. It's not going to be the entire squad. So that's actually a really good strategy coming into day number 3 when you are in the hot seat. So we'll see how that works out for them. In fact, a lot of teams doing that wide split through. You got DK onto the south side there with Docs, 2-2 split going that way. Vampires doing the same thing. Rejects have a massive split all on those vehicle spawns as well. So there's a lot of teams kind of splitting out, and this is where you might see start to see a couple of players moving off, and maybe you'll wanna, because this zone is rough. I mean, we're already at, what, 25% water in Zone 1?
Yeah, this is what Sandhawk likes to do to us, and the fact that it's on the northern side as well. Let's see how that's going to impact the squads. And one of the teams I'm going to be looking towards, and specifically one of the players, is still going to be Federals from BTR. This man has joined, this legend has joined this tournament and surpassed quite a lot of people's expectations, I feel. And with the 5.3k damage that he has managed to secure, over 20 eliminations over the course of the past 2 days alone. I mean, he has almost a quarter of the team's points to his name only in eliminations. And God knows how many points he managed to secure as well, just by surviving and being able to assist his team. Definitely loving the resurgence of BTR in 2025. It has been a long time coming for this organization. Now, oh boy, no, Tony K!
Wait!
Why no gun? Why no gun? Why no gun? Unfortunately, not the best situation
He's gonna be the first player.
in.
3 out of 3 Sandhawks.
No,
3 out of 3 Sandhawks.
Oh my God, Tony K is just—he's the sacrificial lamb of Sandhawk at the PUBG Mobile Hong Kong Invitational. As LGD know, they have to start really strong in this tournament, in this day, in this game. Secure as many limbs as possible. They already managed to get 2, but they will lose one of their members. First one's gonna go down. Fu next. Tian will fall, but Ling will be there for backup. LGD get taken out. Wait. Hold up.
Wait.
Vampire won the fight. They lose 2 members, but they take down LGD. And now Schweppes, I would say the MVP of his squad from yesterday's game, he has been able to pull off an insane performance with 10 eliminations, the highest in a single game registered yesterday in the final game of the day. And we move instantly to Tian Milu.
Oh.
Okay, this is revenge for him nading himself, and he turns it around, but he will go down. Effect Oh my god, this was a
Okay.
recipe for disaster. I am sorry that. Holy moly, but we're not done yet. Nev, there's another fight. Tiamba QCZ up against KN. So many fights breaking out in the first couple of minutes. There is blood in the water, blood everywhere right now, all over the server. And BTR going to Spirit, third party, instantly take them out. 3 teams in 4 minutes are gone. What is happening?
Crazy.
I told you, chaos, mayhem. This is what happens in the final day. But the problem is, none of it is to Weibo.
True. I mean, that's so true. 2 teams out of the top 6 are already gone. Team Spirit, I'm going to call you out on that 1v3. Milu able to do some great work there. We didn't see it, but 1v3 is crazy work. Kitsune able to clutch it up and then get third party by BTR. Again, BTR, great timing on that. GG's. But that is actually insane that then Tiamba goes out as well. We're going to see only 13 teams remaining now. Vampires again under fire against DRX. Newsy goes on out. That's going to leave Schweppes on his own. Yeah.
The first zone didn't even close.
The zone has
first
not
zone
even closed.
Okay, I just have to go back to that fight with LGD. What happened? You managed to get 2 knocks instantly. You had the numbers advantage, and it's from my perspective and from our perspective, I feel on my screen it looked like LGD had a huge advantage with the knocks they got, and then all of a sudden they just disappeared, evaporated.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy what we're witnessing right this second here. Game number 1, and they have not stopped. You know, you would be really, I mean, it would be okay if these teams went, we're going to just keep to ourselves to, like, match, to, like, station, right? You don't want to see anybody. I'm not going to see you. You're not going to see me. We're going to survive together. It's fine. No. These teams
What, we
are
have a bunch
going
of John
for
Cena's
it.
walking around the map now? Is that what we're talking about? You can't see me, I
Apparently.
can see you. Alright, fair enough.
But that's not the case. Not the
Okay,
case.
yeah, I mean,
they're just going
yeah.
for it. I mean, look at this. BTR has 1 down. A lot of teams are just solos. Now, here's that 1v3. Oh! Milu! Okay, you know what? I'm not going to call out Team Spirit for that. That was an epic nade. That was
Listen, I
GG's.
told
Milu.
you, it was revenge for
Iconic.
yesterday's nade.
Yeah,
it was revenge for the one where he knocked himself out yesterday.
Ha! Yes. Very true. What a play.
Wow.
GG's. Milu.
I want to see more of that from Milu. That was sensational. We need more of those
Very
plays.
nice.
But you see, like, instantly from the very beginning of the game, we had a couple of fights, and then things changed up. And look at that. Now we are finally setting our sights onto Weibo. We're seeing them enter the zone. Suk, 3-3-Z, Order, going to be making their way. Full squad with a decent lead ahead of BTR at the moment. Reminder, the threshold is currently 152. Weibo didn't get a single point so far in this game. They ended day 2 with 122 points. We add 30 on top of that, and that is the threshold. Just to give you the quick maths.
Quick maths. Nice.
Yeah.
GG's.
I mean, look, it's really quick maths that's been done by someone else. So that's why I can. So that's why, like, I can say it with full confidence. So regardless if it's right or wrong, it's not my fault.
I see.
That's how it works.
Gotcha. Well, we're in stage 2 now. I don't remember seeing the zone unless I just missed it, but I don't know where we're centering on up here. We do see a lot of teams moving. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much.
Oh my
Producer
lord. Okay,
man.
so we went from 25% to essentially 50% in
Yeah.
zone 2. 50% of zone 2 is water. This is going to be a very big problem for a lot of these teams. Let's see how they manage to handle it. Kino not handling it in the best way because instantly CDAL, Alliance, they've been quiet the first 2 days. Let's see what they're able to do. What can they pull off in the final day here? You have 9 games, possibly, to prove yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, 3 extra games, possibly, actually gives a lot of the teams lower down a lot of chance to actually bring it back. So this could be very, very interesting. The longer we're here, the more risky it gets for those top 5 teams as well. So something also to keep an eye on. We really can't ignore any of the teams just because of that fact. So we'll see how that goes for them. DK, they're going to be out in the blue zone. WBG also moving into zone right now, but they're not in the blue zone, but they're making that really late rotation. Look how careful they are being They do not want any heat right now. They have to survive. They've seen that zone, right? So they just want to stay out on the edge. They want to be moved in by the zone, and they are going to be scouting very, very carefully. I don't think we're going to see anything from them until stage 4.
But it's very, very smart play because they know they have a target on their back. They know they're going to be the focal point of all these teams. So why put yourself in a situation and open yourself up to all these fights and all these skirmishes early on in the game? There's no point. You have one target right now, and that is 30 points. Try and get it in 2 games. If you can do it in 2 games, perfection. Then you can focus on game number 3 and just focus on surviving until the last possible minute. It doesn't matter whether you have 1 elim or 60. Doesn't matter if you wipe the whole server or eliminate 1 team. You need the chicken dinner and nothing else. Points don't matter once you pass the threshold.
Yeah, that's so true. They really don't. It's got to be all or nothing, and all meaning those placement points or nothing. So we'll see. Maybe they have a little trick up their sleeve. I haven't seen a team smash yet in the events I've watched that have this smash rule. So Weibo might be the first for me. I think PMSL SEA the team smashed. That's how they won, but I wasn't there for that, so it doesn't count.
Excuse me, you had PMGO. That had smash rule, remember?
It did have smash rule, but they didn't smash. That's my point.
Yeah, fair.
No one's won via smash rule, so I need Weibo to do it because I want to see it. I want to be a witness.
Actually, fair point. We may have had the smash rule in place for 2 or a couple of tournaments. PMGO for if we're talking global tournaments, PMGO was the first one that had such a thing. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Sook is fine.
Okay.
He bolted, dude. That was so funny. He hightailed it back.
I mean, the fact that it was able to cross and
the
my lord.
Like them.
The zone really, really does not. But I mean, look, at this point, the second you see any knocks onto Weibo, everyone's gonna try to figure out, okay, where are they? Where are they? Take them out. But Weibo say, all right, Influence Rage, you want to take the fight? You want to do this? Okay. Might be a little bit of a trade between the two of them. There's only a knock onto Lauren Zin. DRX will also suffer a little bit of damage, and the problem is Void Donkey are playing on the northern coastline, and the DRX are playing in the water on the northern side, so it's going to be very tough for them to be able to get into the zone. But hey, they're working towards maybe placement points mostly and swimming in the final seconds. Not sure. You're going to need a lot of points if you want to catch up, though.
You sure are. It's not going to be an easy road as Carrillo takes out Noble, so DK and A7 are fighting, but the much more important fight is this one, Influence Rage and Weibo. 2-2 split for Weibo, 3-1 split for Influence Rage. Little boy off on a little bit of an off angle, could get a nice little headshot if he's given the chance, but Order with that nade is very careful of those angles. Is that going to hit anything? No, it's not. CD Alliance take out DK, so that's going to be them out in, what, 13th place? Yeah, there you go. A couple of elims up, but Sook has the explosive bow. He's got it equipped. He's ready to go with it. But will he be able to do any damage?
See, he's not just a professional player, and that's what I love about him. He's a showman. He wants to entertain the people. He wants to entertain the viewers. It's like, yeah, I'm playing in a global invitational, but I'm still going to use the bow because I want to show what it's made of. I want to show what I'm made of with this button. Right now, 3-3Z, waiting with the snade. The flank of a lifetime for Influence Rage, but Diego saw him. Diego noticed him. Will be able to jump behind the rock. Will be able to get into cover. The DPS flick is not there. Lawrenson trying to follow up with the Smalley. Nade onto Diego. Massive damage. Still no knock. 3-3. Peaks. Gets the knock onto Lawrenson. Follows up with the Molly onto Diego. Does it spread? No,
BTR.
But with a different angle. Third party coming in. And the fact that the third party is happening onto Influence Rage, and Federal setting his sights now onto Weibo as well. Will be able to finish him off. Snape securing the elimination. Weibo realizing this is a horrible position to be in. Maybe we don't want to take the fight. We want to get into the zone. They damaged a lot of the members of Influence Rage, but they have to get to the zone. They
do indeed, and now BTR having some sort of answer as well means that they've got a lot of work ahead of them, right? I like the rotation that WBG did, but now Doc, you see Doc with his sights on order, that 4 times coming in handy there, trying to get a little bit of sprays done, and the zone continues to hate this team. It will not go their way. It goes the way of Void Donkey. It goes the way of Rejects, actually, as well. Both teams could really use these points. Rejects with 68 in 8th place. Void Donkey much further down, but we have seen some really cool stuff from them. If you're WBG, if you're BTR, if somebody has to win and it's not you, you definitely want Void Donkey to do this.
Well, let's see if they do. And the thing is, right now, Influence Rage, they had a phenomenal day too, I want to say, getting themselves into the top 4. And again, remind everyone of how strong their skirmishing ability can be. They were able to wipe out 2 squads in a row in quick succession. And we saw that from the Brazilian lineups multiple times. Alpha 7 also showcased that ability against 2 squads, I believe, and they also managed to take care of a 3rd. In a few short moments. So regardless, if there's 2 players left, I think that, you know, Law is still capable of doing something, and now trying to bait, seeing if they can one of our players is rotating. Beautiful from A-Chief to catch him out, but now Sook is gonna get caught off along with Order in this rotation. Will they be able to make it through? The thing is, the second elimination feed gives any kind of info that, hey, this is Weibo Gaming making their way. Wow. Instantly, they will be focused. Sook gets knocked down, and H will be the last one alive. And his focus is, get all those bandages, play for survival, and see how many placement points you can get. See how long you can stay relevant in this game. Because BTR are in a position to catch up. They have 4 players, they have eliminations, they have a position, and they have the will to dominate this game.
Okay, we're going to be going to Game 9 the way that this is going. I mean, WBG have 2 points.
I already agreed with this, yes. I made my piece.
Yeah, they've made 2 points. They need 30. Sook goes down. It's just he alive. Are they going to do it? I don't know. They've got 2 more teams to go before they get any placement points, and even then it's 1. So for WBG, this is not the 30-point game that they were really looking for. But I have to give it to him, that zone really messed him up.
Hold on. What year is this? Is this 2020? Is this heel strat all over again in Sandhawk?
Yo, they're doing it all over again.
Yeah, you remember the heel strat in Sandhawk?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, HE decided, that's it. I'm done with this healing. I want eliminations. And he manages to get one at the very end, steals one. Beautiful from him. But hey, the fact that it's against BTR, doing a little bit of damage, okay, we like that. But let's see what CD Alliance will be able to do here against the second place holders. Snape will be able to hold his ground against Leon. Iftar goes down, and Jimmy now trying to get the revive, but I think it's 1v2, 1v3. Yes, and BTR there. Look at the numbers, look at the eliminations. But look at Jimmy with the DBS.
There we go.
Bringing them down to 1 last member, but BTR, 113 points. And look at this. Alpha 7, they know they are on the hunt. They want to get that 3rd party done and dusted. Wrap up that fight. Wrap up whatever is left of BTR. It looks like they will not greed for it. They know that looks like the revives have been done, and BTR surviving. Just not knowing by how much they were able to get away from Alpha 7. And honestly, for Alpha, they should have done it. You're a full squad at this point in 10th place with 64 points. You needed to go for the push, because otherwise, you are 60 points behind first place. How else are you going to be able to compete and go for that #1 spot? You have to take every fight. I'm eating my words right now. I'm eating my words right now because they're getting those eliminations from 10th to 9th. Okay, I'm seeing you, Alpha, focusing on Divine Donkey. Vexy, it's a full squad, dude. What are you gonna do?
He's 1 HP. There goes a Molotov.
And a dream.
Backs him off. Oh, great Molly. He's gonna go down. There we go. Vexy gets taken out. No win for Voin Donkey in this game. We have our top 4 Rejects with a full squad, BTR with 3, Alpha 7 with a full squad, and Thundertalk somehow managing to stay alive as a duo underneath that bridge. I don't know for how much longer, swimming. But they are there.
They have been swimming. They are chilling. They're relaxing right now, but Reject has also been, I want to say, relaxing in that compound, holding on and being able to collect quite a lot of information about the teams around them. Leaderboard, 13th, 9th, 8th, 2nd. Those are the teams that remain with us now. And BTR have an opportunity to catch up to Weibo and basically be on equal footing in this game. If they manage to get a couple more eliminations, I think even with the placement points that they have right now, they will be getting very, very close to Weibo. Not on equal footing yet, though. But as long as they are making the progress, that's what matters. And the progress that Alpha 7 is making is very good, especially in the first game of the day for them. Remember, they had the first chicken dinner in day number 1 on Sandhawk map. And then it was, I want to say, just a performance that has just been going on a downtrend for a while. And now we're finally seeing the uptrend again.
Aren't we just? Really nice to see from them. If you want to start, have a good day. Starting off in game 1 with a win is a good way to do it. Yeah, we didn't really see that in day number 1 for them, but could we see it in day number 3? Rejects. Reggie getting taken out there, getting surprised by Thundertalk. So they do go out in 4th place, but I think there's a couple of elims there as well. It's a good result for them, better than we've seen kind of so far. And A7 gonna get crashed on by BTR Sandstorm. Here we go.
Wait. This game's gonna end in 21 minutes. BTR are going for the push on Alpha 7. Nades are gonna be coming in here. Molly will be the first to actually land. Trying to see if they can burn up to a crisp. Mafioso stepping up with the DPS, gets met with a nade to the face. Revo now forced to go back along with Squash. Mafioso just providing information at this point. Nades being thrown time and time again by Alpha 7. The question is, will Reject try the third party? Will Reject try to end this game now as well? Alpha 7 suffering loss after loss, knock after knock. It's going to be 2 versus 2 for the side of BTR as well. Reject still have 3 members. They should be making their way. And they are. Divine with the knockout to Satarless. Federal's last member alive from the squad of BTR. Nox will be stolen away from Alpha 7. Precious points that they so desperately need in the dying moments of this first map. And now it's calm again. 3v2v1. Reject. After being stabbed in the back by Thundertalk Gaming, they thought that their chances of winning this game were gone, but now things have changed, and Carrillo will not be able to survive the damage from that nade. It's all down to Revo. It's all down to Divine and Reject. What can they do? Apollo, Divine, Julo versus 2 players. But those 2 players are not just any players. You have the MVP of day 1 and 2 in Federals, but the zone proves too much, and he will fall. He seals that last elim away from the likes of Reject, denying them their 9th elimination. But Revo now in this 1v3, hiding in the smoke with all the players outside the zone. They want to finish this game right now. We are not waiting for stage 8 to start closing. Revo, though, playing in the smoke, playing it right, taking down Julo. 1v2 now. Will finish the elimination. And Reject, why are they so hesitant? You have the number advantage. You should be able to get in and take this fight. And finally they do. Divine secures it. Reject get the first chicken dinner of the day.
Well played from them. What a game. I mean, yes, they got zone blessed a little bit, right? They had that compound for a good long while. It was center zone for a good long while, but it's the game they needed. They took that zone bless and they ran with it, and they got a decent amount of points. They kept everybody away. They pushed when they needed to. Really, really good game from Rejects. A little bit, teetery at the very end there with Revo able to take out one of their players, but they got the job done. That is what we needed to see from them. I mean, where were they before this game? It's 8th place, right? That's not really what we were expecting to see from this team. So a good, decent win here is going to be about 20 points, puts them right back into the running, there we go, for that Smash rule.
We're all waiting to see the Smash rule come into play. I mean, it's been in play for a couple of turns like we mentioned, but we actually want to see a team get that chicken dinner and be crowned champions once they pass this threshold. But I have to say, loving the consistency that we've been seeing from Reject over the past, I want to say, year or so. From when they won PMGO last year and still being able to compete at the highest level when it comes to PMGC last year and the year before. So hoping to consistently see more of this lineup, more of this organization on the international stage. And don't worry, we will be able to run down some stats. Want to see how much damage when it comes to our top 4, how many limbs when it comes to our top 4. Because BTR, they're still on the hunt for that, and they did get closer to Weibo. Question is, just how close did they get after that first game?
I mean, that's the question. I saw on the leaderboard, on the automatic leaderboard in-game, that BTR ended with 122 points. That Weibo got 125, I think. So Bigatron seemed to have jumped up right behind Weibo. I'm going to have to wait for confirmation of that. But we could be looking at, all of a sudden, Bigatron contending WBG in a huge way. That was a mad nade from Milo. GG's on that one.
I mean, look, the fact that 3 of them were running in from the same door at the same time, I'm not so sure about that. But hey, Spirit, you guys had an incredible day 1 and day 2. Not the best start to day number 3, but at least you got your bad game of the day out of the way. That means the rest of your games are going to be good, right? That's how this works.
I mean, hopefully. That would be nice. We'll have to see how that goes.
Your karma.
Yeah. I'm surprised by WBG there that they just went straight into BTR. I'm not sure what that was about, but sure. Desperate times call from desperate measures, I suppose. Federals, again, able to do so much work with his team. Remember, I mean, look at the elim count. 10 elims on the board, and that wasn't even before they were done. So, a lot of elims going here. I love seeing the step up from BTR. They have been showing us again and again how good of a team they can be under pressure. And this is no exception. I mean, look at those nades coming through from Federals. Huge, huge stuff. But of course, the win is going to go to Rejects. 9 eliminations, 1,800 damage, 19 total points. I mean, you look at 19 total points. Remember, they were with 66 points before this game. 19 points puts them right back into top 5.
And that's exactly what they are looking for. Remain in that top 5. Remain close to that threshold and get even closer and closer. And those 19 points are definitely going to help them achieve exactly that. But still, the road is a very long one when it comes to getting to Weibo and then passing them and then getting to the threshold. It's not going to be easy, but we know that these are some of the best players in the world present right now in this invitational. They have been invited to this tournament for a reason. And now is their chance to prove exactly why they are here. Reject have done it time and time again. Weibo have done it time and time again. They're fighting for being crowned champions of this tournament. They're fighting for an opportunity to continue into the Esports World Cup as well within the next couple of weeks. Now finally, let's have a look at the match ranking. Influence Rage, Team Spirit. Not a good amount of points, but look at that. BTR with 14 elims, Neptura. That is insane.
That is huge. They tie for points with the winners of the game, but your MVP, of course, is going to be Divine. 5 elims. A big step up coming in from him. 32% team contribution. So, yeah, a really, really good show from Rejects. They did a great job on this Sandhawk. Can they do a back-to-back? Can they pull it off in game number 2? We will just have to see.
We will have to see indeed. Decent amount of damage, stealing a couple of eliminations. I see you, Divine. I see you. It's fine. A lot of people do that. We've noticed that happen in the games yesterday, especially with Schweppes, I believe, from Vampire, with those 17 eliminations. But they have to repeat that quite a few times. And finally, here we are at the overall ranking. Tianva still, unfortunately, sitting at the bottom of the leaderboard. I'm not sure what the squad is going through, but You have to be doing a lot more if you want to be able to compete at the highest level, and you want to compete against the teams against you here.
Yeah.
122, look at that. And now BTR within the first game have closed the gap, and basically you can say them and Weibo are 30 points away still from the threshold. 27 for Weibo, but hey, at least now it's a 2-horse race. Let's see if Spirit and Influence Rage will be joining. Oh my lord.
He's still up here. I mean, you do have WBG 33Z coming in here. Schwepp still is here. Top is here. Doc has been kind of eliminated from this race a little bit from the top 4 because it's Federals 35. Look at the difference in elims that he's got 35 to 23. Ain't nobody catching this man in the next couple of games.
I mean, he's 1,500 damage ahead of everyone. He's, what, 15 eliminations, was he? 14 eliminations ahead of everyone as well. Okay, honestly, 1, BTR, where did you find this guy? And then 2, keep him. Do not let him go anywhere. He is absolutely insane, and he will do amazing things for you and your team, because he has proven that at this tournament against the likes of, you can see, we know Top, we know Schweppes, we know me, we do. We know you. And now we know Federals.
Yeah. It is going to be wild to see him continue his journey here. I would love to see it. We're going to see it in that next match as well, Dawood. A wrangle is coming up.
That it is. But before that, we're going to take a very short break, and we'll be right back. So make sure to get yourself some coffee if you're in Europe, because it is very, very early. It is 8:30 in the morning in Ireland, 9:30 in France. Get coffee, get tea, get something to wake you up, and we'll see you in the next game, boys and girls. See you in a few. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with our Sandhawk for the day. But if we reach these extra matches, we will have another one. But for now, we have 3 Erangels lined up for you in a row. And the map has seemed to decided, hey, let's have a centralized plane path to start off our first one. And I couldn't be happier with it. Almost splitting the map right down the middle from the southern side of the Sosnovka military base all the way towards Severny in the northernmost point of our lovely map. Once again, the question will be asked. Will we see a chicken dinner for Weibo? Or will BTR continue their relentless pursuit and the hunt for that #1 spot? As throughout the first game, they managed to catch up to that 122 mark that Weibo has set and only stand 3 points behind them in the overall leaderboards. So let's see how this game #2 breaks out and where the teams drop. And will Weibo be changing their playstyle? Because Nep, we have noticed that yesterday, or rather in the first game, not yesterday, we have noticed in the first game that they have been playing a little bit different. They've been playing a little bit more reserved, it seems, in the first couple of minutes. I want to see if that's going to impact them in the rest of the games and if that's going to change how many points they actually get. Because that's just one thing I'm very curious about, especially with a team that's in first place with a smash rule in play.
I mean, once again, they're off on their own, right? No one has hot dropped them yet.
But we will continue on and see how this is going to work out for them.
We will indeed. We're gonna have to see. I mean, they're on their own at the moment, but can they continue to be left alone? That is the question. The zone once again goes against them, goes away from them. A7 running around in one vehicle, just trying to get that spot going. Get out of there quickly. No, A7, come on. Don't target them. You don't have the ammo. You don't have anything. Go back. Go away. Shoot.
Well, that's not a nice thing to say, Nap. You can't just be saying shoot to people. But apparently you can shoot at them, so I don't... Yo! Okay, hold on, listen. I'm not sure I'm for shooting the poor pony. Listen, no, we don't take that. No, that's right, LGD. You get in your car and you chase them down. Or run away.
Or run away. Yep. Okay, look. LGD tried to go after vampires. It did not work. So they're going to play a little bit more of a careful game. They got
I was going to say, don't do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. What do we have here? Top and dock.
Bridge camping.
Bridge camping. No, love to see it.
Technically, it's dock top. If we're
dock
reading
top.
from left to... Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait. But they're on... Which bridge are they on? That is the question.
Eastern Bridge. APG... They're on the Eastern Bridge.
Okay, so Reject's about to have the scare of their lives as they come rolling on through. Tiamba's there as well. Rejects, don't go. We have seen the future. We know your fate. Don't do it. Oh, they're doing it.
I'm just saying, if they turn it around right now onto APG, I will lose my mind. Let's have a look.
Yes.
Because Reject... Wait.
They're on the Western Bridge.
Ah, I was wrong.
They're on the Western Bridge.
Okay.
It's all good.
I think I baited you and the entire audience there. It was all part of the plan.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. It's not because I don't know East from West. No.
No. It's fine.
DK, don't you dare.
Ha!
I know he's there. I know he's hiding. He's lurking in the wings.
Oh. I mean, this is another team we've not seen much from. Kino.
No, they had a good first day.
Yeah.
They had a good first day, and then it kind of I want to say maybe ran out of gas. We weren't able to see them perform. Yeah, it fizzled out. I think so. But I mean, I don't think I personally expected, let's say, like a top 5 or a top 6 from them, but at least performance-wise they won. They were great, but the consistency was not able to shine. And then again, only a certain amount of teams are able to show that level of consistency at this level of play.
Oh! Team Spirit! They're doing it again!
It's
Yes!
Team Spirit Special, baby. The Team Spirit Special. And look at that. Drifting
And it's
to roll the car off, and then you have no need for hovercraft.
Lol.
Beautiful rotation by Team Spirit. Waiting for them to fix it. That's okay.
Guys. Oh, no, don't flip it into the water.
Kitsune is
Careful.
Okay, no, not it.
Gee-
Okay.
oh.
Now you're just spinning the car, brother. Okay, that's right. Just get in the hover.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's...
There you go. Okay. We jinxed it. Now they're sad.
That's
Look at
sad.
that. They're looking back at the car being flipped.
No, I'm so sorry. Man, that's annoying. But we did see it. At least we saw the rotation.
I felt annoyed by. Okay. We're getting the Team Spirit special rotation, and we're also getting Razy now with the flying rotation. Oh my God, this is what I love about this game. This is what I love about this tournament. Thank you very much, production, for catching up and giving us these incredible moments in this game. Seriously, thank you.
Nice.
Honestly, what we're missing right now in this moment specifically, loading screen music or elevator music.
Yeah.
This is what we're yeah.
Yeah, exactly. CD Alliance have a really nice little split going on onto the eastern side.
Well, okay, just
Eastern
taking
side.
shots. Are we right now? Is this what's happening?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not sure where APG went though, because Team Spirit also used the eastern side of the bridge and obviously made it through. So I'm confusion about that bit.
I believe it was a military base drop while we have CD Alliance that dropped towards Novo, if I'm not mistaken. Or there was a team that dropped Novo, and BTR, or not really, rather not BTR, but it was, hold on. APG, yes, it was APG that dropped into the military base, and then they went to the western bridge.
Yeah, but they
yeah.
must have regrouped. They must have regrouped.
Yeah, because the zone was focused towards the likes of Ferry Pier and stuff like that as well. So they wanted to, I guess, gamble with the 50-50, depending on whether it goes to the mainland or if it goes to the military base islands. BTR with a scenic rotation. I like it.
Yeah, just, catching some waves. It's fun. But they're going to go up onto the beach. Boom. There we go. Right behind their teammate on that, on the, no, it's not a hovercraft. What is it?
Glider.
Hang glider. There we go. The glider. Yep. So now
I don't know what kind of hovercrafts you've been seeing.
Yeah, I
but
know,
that
right?
is definitely not a hovercraft.
It's not one. It isn't one. You're right. Well, it hovers in the air, technically, sort of, maybe. Ooh, zone though.
Okay, that's a conversation to have another day. But yes, let us focus on that. Because yeah, look, it was a military base drop for APG, and they were focusing on the western bridge. Whoa, on the western bridge. But you see, the second that the zone shifted, and we still don't know which island it's gonna end up on, they instantly left the bridge and and I think they're going to focus on one location, because you can't have that split. Too many teams are going to be passing, and at some point you will suffer a couple of knocks. And Weibo, Tiamba, I don't know if they're aware. Looks like they were. Bomb was not ready. 3-3-Z with the flick. No way. No way you were able to turn that around onto Tiamba, who has been chilling here from the beginning of the game. And you take down 2, you lose nothing, and then you have Milu along with A-King left. Wow, I have to say, that was a heck of a turnaround by Weibo.
It sure was, but it's not over yet. You got Milu over on the cliff side. We've seen what he can do. You also got A-King there inside the building as well. Sook is on that off angle, just gonna try and keep Milu in check here. But still, are they going to be able to do what they need to do? Milu might just leave here, might just try and rotate Sook, taking shots. But where do you go from here? If I'm Milu, yeah, I was going to say, oh, take the garage, but no. Weibo's already got it, so there's nothing he can do except cross that bridge, leave A-King behind, and maybe they'll just forget about him. Oh. Yep. They are too good. Also, in the Elam feed, we saw Doc go out to A7, so there's a clash definitely over onto that bridge as well. Something to keep an eye on when we're looking towards those two teams. They are neck and neck. Well, not anymore. 75-74 as another player of APG does go out. I think that was Zul getting taken out by A7. So that is something definitely to watch as we get further into the game. And CD Alliance now trying to move on in and get rid of Kino at the same time. You see the scout coming through here. They're just waiting for that team to go ahead and see what happens, right? Better them than us. If they're gonna get gate kept on this bridge side, they do have a couple of shots taken out towards them because it is A7 on the board. Here we go. And this is going to be where CD Alliance might just fall. Yep, that's going to be 3 Elams going the way of A7 immediately. Jimmy just able to skirt past, get outside of the zone, get outside of everything here. But Revo going to be taking 2 of his players. His teammates taking out another one. It's just Jimmy now. Seven already? Okay. Okay. Oh! Three nades. There we go. Nicely played. I love how quickly they regrouped. Like, the cavalry came in as soon as they realized that there was a player there. They all came rushing back, and that spelled the end for A-King 100% there. So GG's. Thunder Talk Gaming over on the island. They're looking up against, I believe that's gonna be, is that DK potentially? Yeah. LGD though over onto the bridge. LGD and KN. Boy Donkey as well. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Order. I love how that last match has made WBG so angry. I mean, yes, they've lost 2 at the moment, but 6 elims on the board. It's a much better game than they had previously, and with BTR out of the equation, they're able to just really step up, get the job done, get that gap back. And remember, the smash point threshold is 152, so WBG getting closer and closer to that point. Team Spirit as well at 100 points. They still need 52 to go. Can they do it realistically? It's going to be hard, but we do have 9 matches available. It is still possible. So we'll see how that goes. Nice nade. Going to tickle a little bit of the damage off of Order. But right now, Order just really needs to regroup, get back to his team. But he wants this elim. He's looking for it. Be careful, Order. He's got 3 elims at the moment. He's looking for that 4th. But don't get greedy with it. Oh, he can't get greedy when he's got his backup. Sook takes him on out, but Law could ruin chances here. Yes, he does. No! Order's greed actually takes out the team because, yes, he had that off angle. Yes, he had that backup, but he got knocked, and that meant that there was an immediate elimination. Influence Rage able to just sweep in, pick up that final elim, and WBG might get 7 elims, but they don't get any placement. Ling trying so very hard to stay alive, but he might not be around for very much longer. The zone does center up. There's still water involved, so Void Donkey actually out in the water are able to hold on to maybe a few more placements before they go out. A7 though, the big focus is going to be on them right now. A7 and Team Spirit as well. Center zone looking very happy. The rest of them are all on the edge, and if either of those teams can just hold on to their position and keep teams from coming into them, then they should be looking very, very good for this match. Whoa! Goodness me! Wow. What? How? So nice. So good. Great to see. Coming in that the competition is still so hot. You got that 3rd to 9th place all within 30 points of each other, and you're starting to see everybody really trying to gun for those points. Awesome stuff coming in from them. Rejects now under fire. Pushed out to the edge there. They got a couple of players. They're trying to get this revive onto Divine. That nade is not gonna do. Wait, yes it is. Yes it is. It forces the. Wait, hang on. Sorry. It forces the stop on the revive. Gets Divine gone. The vehicle keeps moving in. Duello has no option but to go out there. A crazy set of nades. 14 eliminations is insane from A7. Where was this team in the first 2 days? I mean, generally we see them do this a lot earlier and then not do anything the third day, but it's the opposite effect now. They're in here. They know what they need to do. Potato is pushed back out into the water, but it's not going to matter. Potato does go on down. That's going to be Voin Donkey taken out of here. Now we've got this big fight. TT. I mean, the thing is, Team Spirit cannot push up. They can't third party this because A7 have those angles. The minute Team Spirit move out of that compound, it is game over for them. So they've got to hold tight. They've got to sit still and wait here. And that's going to be Influence Rage taken out. Thunder Talk is here for their second top 4 placement back-to-back here today so far. That's got to feel really good. Full squad on the board here. In fact, 2 of the 4 teams are full squads. You got A7 and Thunder Talk. Team Spirit, Kitsune was taken out early, and APG just down to 2 as we saw. But A7 have the control of the zone. They have control of the terrain here. Surely they see APG. No, they don't. Squash clearing that side. Wow. Whoa!
Final moments in this game now. Alpha 7 versus Thunder Talk Gaming in a 4v1 situation with a record-setting performance by Alpha 7. 20 elims, Neptura.
That's insane. That is actually crazy. We'll see so much more from them, especially because Carrillo, they know it's a 4v1. They're going to clean that up in style. 8-7. Gonna be coming in here with their second win of the tournament, first win of the day. Is there gonna be more? Because that was a dominating performance.
Domination is the name of the game for Alpha 7. 21 eliminations. This squad entered day 2 in 11th place or 10th place with 58 points. 58 points in day 1 and day 2. And all of a sudden now they jump from 11th to top 4. 31 points in game number 2. and a solid 15 in game number 1. So you're telling me that throughout 2 games, they got 48 points. 10 points less than day 1 and 2 combined. That is a heck of a turnaround for the Brazilians. An insane performance and a reminder as to why this team was crowned champions in PUBG Mobile World Cup. Why are they constantly remind us that they are one of the best teams in the world? This game right here is an example that at any given moment they can just flip a switch and pull off something like that, and that you can never count them out.
100%. It's going to be something we might just see for the rest of the day. You're right, those points, that point jump has been astounding. Alpha 7 were in 11th place before today, and now they've just jumped up so many placements. They've put themselves right back into the running here for possibly the Smash Point. We have a lot of games to go. We could definitely see it from them. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see right now. That is just a huge gain coming in from them. We need to see a little bit more. We need that trajectory to come through. Can you imagine, Sandstorm, if it actually was just them all day and they came out and won the whole thing? That would be actually insane. If anybody can do it, it's them.
I mean, after a game like that, we can't really count them out. And time again, we go over the maths and we think about what are the possibilities. How is something like that going to happen? How can a team jump from 58 to that high? But no, it's absolutely phenomenal from Alpha 7 to be able to get all those eliminations. Literally a third of the server has been taken out by one team. A third of the lobby by one squad. That's just crazy math, crazy work from Alpha 7. And again, goes to show what the Brazilians are capable of when it comes to the international stage. You love to see it from the squad. And now they are, I mean, they were 60 points away from first place. Now they are 60 points away from the threshold. They were 9th. I mean, still, it's a long road. We said this. It's not over yet. But after a game like that, it just goes to show it's very possible. It is for it to be done. You just have to put your mind to it and get the work done, and that's what Alpha's doing.
Aren't they just? I mean, this is such a surprise to me because Alpha 7 historically have been a team where they do all of these things in the first 2 days. You'll see them come out with a huge game like we saw on day number 1. A huge, oh my word, 31 points going to them. You see them do this in like the first 2 days, and then we see nothing from them in day number 1. They are always getting that team that gets that pressure to them. This game is absolutely very different. This tournament, this weekend, second place in game number 1, first place with 31 points on the board in game number 2. It goes to show you, Sandstorm, 30 points is achievable. WBG, where are you?
I mean, look, they're still here. They got themselves 7 points. And a reminder, the only thing that matters is getting enough points to pass that threshold and then get a chicken dinner. So Alpha 7, from Weibu's perspective, you can set all the records that you want, but our consistency in day 1 and 2 put us in the situation that we are in. But Revo put himself in a situation where he is the MVP with holy what? 15 damage shy of 2,000.
Wow.
15 damage shy of 2,000 in one match. 9 eliminations. He may not have gotten most eliminations in one game, in one map, but he certainly has most damage in this one map. And now you can see 4 teams cross the 100-point threshold. And Alpha 7 now showing us they are in it to win it too. 5 teams from 4 different regions in the top 4 now.
Insane coming through from all of these teams. We have so many teams now on the top of that leaderboard, over 100 points, gunning for that 152-point Smash threshold. We love to see it. This is going to be a spicy few games, and you see Revo soaring into number 3 out of our top 4 elims. Yes, Federals is still going to be number 1, and actually not going to see any representative from A7 in the top 4 damage just yet, but certainly in terms of elims, they are right there.
That they are. And the damage numbers still don't lie. 6,691 from Federals. Ridiculous damage from him and the rest of the squads. But, ladies and gentlemen, that was only the second game of a possible 9 that we have lined up for you today. We're going to take a quick break and be back with match number 3 and our second wrangle of the day. See you in a few. We are back at it again, boys and girls, coming to you live from an undisclosed location to bring you all the hype and all the action for the PUBG Mobile Hong Kong Invitational. I'm still Sandstorm, she's still Neptura, and we are both still here. And 4 teams are now in the 100+ threshold, but they're not in the Smash threshold just yet. Another playing path that's very similar to game number 2's, just from the opposite direction this time around. The question is, will we see a zone very similar to the previous one too?
Honestly, the way the games have been going, we might just see that. We might just see something exactly like that, where it continues to go away from everybody who's in the running right now. It goes straight down to the other teams, perhaps. We'll have to see. But so far, no hot drops going to be happening to the teams on the top of the leaderboard. WBG left alone. A7 wanting to be left alone, but LGD is a little bit close. The zone is going to be kinder for now. We'll have to wait until zone 2 and 3. But for now, it's going to be centering on up a little bit. Still got a little bit of that island in play. But honestly, this is a very fair zone for all teams. Based on where they all land, you know, you got APG and ThunderTalk. You got them able to have a little bit of zone, a little bit of space. Means just a little bit more time to figure out what they want to do. Really, Void and Donkey up in the north side should have a fairly easy rotation in. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. But we will see how that all shapes up later on. LGD going to be moving to the south side, down to Crates, down to South Georgia Pole. A7 have the north. So we'll have to see where they end up going there. But so far, so good.
So far, so good indeed. And right now, when it comes to the likes of Influence, Rage, I mean, right now you have to rage after seeing a performance like that from Alpha 7 and them leaping from 11th to 4th in 2 games. Yeah, so 58 points. Yeah, so ridiculous performance for them to jump to 104 in only 2 games. 2 more games like that, and they pass the threshold. Obviously, I'm not saying like 2 30-point games here, but just 2 more performances where they shine like that with 10+ elims and placements in the top 3. This is the Alpha 7 that we know. This is the Alpha 7 that we are used to.
Yeah, 100%. This is the one. This is the team that I feel like all the hype is about, right? So often they have a huge fan base, they have all the hype in the world, and sometimes it just doesn't live up to that. This game, that game, today so far, definitely the A7 I hear so much about. So really nice to see them coming through, pulling it up into 4th place, 3 points behind Team Spirit. And BTR as well, still holding on to that 2nd place there with that Sandhawk game, doing so much for them. But can WBG get another 20 points? That's all they need. And really, we've been seeing the top 3 kind of come home with nearly that. So a win here for WBG almost guarantees a smash point threshold being reached there with just 1 win. If WBG can win this game, then they're looking very good. For BTR, they're going to have to pull an A7 to actually get there in 1 game. So it looks like BTR will have to see them probably have a couple more games under their belt. Team Spirit, A7. I mean, A7 could go crazy again, go right back up there to WBG's level. But otherwise, I think we're going to have a bit of a slower trajectory from them.
I think so as well, because it's very evident that the way that Weibo is playing has definitely changed compared to the way that they the way that they're playing, the way that they have been playing in day 1 and 2. Clearly, I need another coffee. 132 points for Weibo. They're 20. They started today with 122. So in 2 games, 10 points. Alpha 7 in 2 games, 48. BTR in 2 games, 20+ as well. So this is always one thing that I feel like is a very important topic and a very important conversation, especially with Smash Rule coming into play this year in PUBG Mobile Esports competitions, which is how do you play in the final day? Because usually it's like, okay, we have 6 games per day, 3 games for a final, 3 games for, or 3 days for a final, 6 games. And Tiamba versus Team Spirit, me.
Gets
boy.
caught out.
Yeah, it's just a quick catch release. Tiamba get a quick elimination. Lovely little pickup for the squad, but they're gonna need to do a heck of a lot more. But yes, going back to the topic, and when you get to game numbers 17 and 18, the last 2 matches, that's when you notice the team in first place or second place changing the way that they play, changing where they drop, changing their positioning. That's when you see those changes. But now with the Smash Roll coming into play, the team changes their play style in the beginning of the day, it seems. And that's what I'm noticing specifically from Weibo. You just need to get 30 points and then a chicken dinner. But you have 2 games where you didn't really manage to get a decent amount of points, and 3 teams are now over the 100-point mark, and 1 is only 10 points behind you. So it's getting more and more difficult for the side of Weibo.
Huge knock coming over. Huge finish. Mafioso getting taken out by Tian there. The clash has happened as the teams start to position themselves for the rest of the game. And LGD going to be grabbing a point, and that could spell disaster for A7. Not because they can't move on as 3, but because that full squad sometimes is so vital to the rest of your game, especially when you go out this early. A7 have just been given, their wind has been taken out of their sails just a little bit.
Yeah, losing that 1 player is definitely going to impact them 100% after that. Well, let's see what Thunder Talk Gaming is going to be able to do, because we need to see something special from them. They're currently sitting in 10th place with 73 points, but after a game like before, I mean, anyone can surprise us with any kind of performance, to be honest.
They really could. I just want to get into it, man. I just want to get into the action. These guys, they're taking too long. We've been spoiled the last 2 days, right?
I not just that, but like even the first 2 games, I mean, hell, Sandhawk was on fire from minute 1. We lost 4 squads in 3 minutes.
Yeah, and now we've
just
lost
wait
2
until
players.
Miramar. Wait until Miramar.
Ooh.
It's gonna be even worse for you.
Oh, come on, guys. Come on, give us some action. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they're playing this super cautiously. I don't feel like WBG are playing that differently to how they've been playing the last 2 days. However, for me, they're playing a little bit too passively. It feels like they're kind of running a little bit. They don't really want to step on any toes, but what's the problem with that is it's one of those things where if you're a little too passive, you're not going to be able to do much at all. You're going to get run down by a lot of teams in Kitsune.
Oh, no.
Now the next to fall, Tiamba, able to pick up both those eliminations.
I mean, I feel like they just have trackers on the players of Team Spirit at the moment, because this is the second time they pull up to a player, get out of the car, just like, it feels like this is a gang-style play. 4 of them get out of the car, eliminate 1 person, get back in the car, find the next one. It's like this is a hit squad, just taking names off a list.
Yeah. Oh, and might just find another team in the midst. QZZ getting a little bit surprised by them there. But, yeah, they'll be alright. Reefus scouting out on that hovercraft, able to do something that is kind of heroic, actually. Getting over to the top of, across the bridge, across the water, without anybody being there. I'm so surprised that CD Alliance have moved out of there so quickly.
Yep. They had to, especially with the way that zone is shifting. Now we are shifting our sights once again to the likes of Thunder Talk and Tiamba. AJ trying to see if he can just get seating to heal up and then maybe move away. But they do have the advantage in one of the knocks onto Tiamba. Tiamba, what is the decision? What is the call? Will you be able to get out alive?
Oh, not with that nade. Oh, okay. I thought that nade was going to be really, really good there. It was not, but Zing able to come on through, get a little bit of a spray down. Nice headshot. QZZ goes down to 1 HP there, and that's going to be their cue to get out of dodge, but they're not fast enough. Aiken.
Nope.
QZZ going on down. King takes him on out. That's going to be the first knock on the board for Tiamba. 1 elim, 1 knock so far. Can ThunderTalk actually bring this back and get some points? Because for ThunderTalk, yes, they need those points. They're in that top 10 at the moment, but there's still too many teams close by. They need to gain some momentum today to get that gap a little bit bigger.
That they do. If they want to close that gap, specifically with the likes of Weibo and BTR, it's going to be a very tough task. Another team that we didn't really get a chance to talk about a lot, which is LGD. LGD is one of those is one of the squads that needs a decent amount of points to be able to qualify for the Esports World Cup. They were in a very good position as well. And right now, the zone seems to be smiling in their favor as it heads on over towards the side of LGD. But let's have a look and see what Weibo are going to do in this game. Finally entering the zone. They're still a full squad, and they are running into multiple people in their rotations. Boy, especially with the fact that it's 4 solos in four different cars. Kinotrope, they have 2 people in the car, so technically they can try and fight, but 33Z completely ignoring them. KN thought about pulling up to the ditch and holding up there, and Weibo made the decision to go just that little bit further, and they will enter into one of the houses and be able to hold their ground, but I think they might be just a little bit split. They will be split, and it may not be the best one either, because it's a 4v2. A split 4v2 on 2 sides, so maybe Weibo can do something.
3 teams here, 4 teams, Rejects, APG, BTR, CD Alliance, all running around in between each other. Snape running, trying to get out of here. Top as well, as Federals spraying him down. There are many, many teams on the southeast side of zone, and Razy's going to be the first of all. Rejects picks him up. Duello going to be able to spray him down there. Nice little headshot coming on through. You gotta be careful, you can't get too tunnel visioned on that 1 knock. There's a lot of other players around you. And CD Alliance now finding fault with Vampire as well, so there's so many teams on this side of the zone. This is very, very open as well. At least they all have those vehicles. A7 now joining the mix over on this side, as Satarlist is just gonna be holed up in a shack, ready and waiting. But WBG, they are also ready and waiting. They're in chopsticks right now, just holding down. What are you doing? That's an explosive nade onto your teammate, but sure. Cool.
Weibo. Oh, here we go.
That's his teammate.
Everyone... Yeah.
What is he doing?
Maybe he attached like a syringe or something for him to use to heal himself up, and then just shot it towards him. Instead of just throwing it with your hand, yeah, just like attach it to arrow, shoot arrow.
Sure.
Just make sure you don't just make sure you don't shoot the arrow at your teammate. Federals. Rarely do we see him getting knocked down, especially this early on. BTR, not a game you want to be taken out early in. Satarlest. He may have gotten a knock or 2 onto APG, but he will not be able to secure the elimination. Federals secured, it seems. This is going to be... I think it's a tough loss as well for BTR, for them to come out of this game with no points. Yeah, and they will be eliminated, and that just gives an opportunity to Alpha, to Influence, to Team Spirit, all to catch up to Weibo, or maybe Weibo to just start getting away with a lead here.
I mean, they still are up as full squad. Don't want to jinx it this early, but it is the fact that is on the board right now. APG, we're on board with them. They're just down to 2. But I will say most of our teams are still full squads, right? Team Spirit and A7 have lost 1 each. APG is a duo, and CD Alliance is a solo. But other than that, or Tiamba has 3 as well, but other than that, everybody is a full squad right now, which means this is a very Very nice nade. That means Tiamba's out. We are back up to mostly full squads here. Brilliant nade from Rifus, and that's going to be 5 eliminations for him.
Ridiculous. And just to put it into perspective, we've lost 2 squads so far. He himself has 5 eliminations to his name. We'll get back to that topic later as LGD and Alpha 7 face off. Carrillo is already knocked down. LGD, they lost Lings and Alpha, I believe, or rather they're on blinking health bars. But Ling is the one that's getting revived. Carrillo might burn to a crisp, and he does. The point will go over to Tiana of LGD. Revo now trying to fall back because it looks like Alpha 7 are on the back foot with only 1 member left alive in LGD. Did mention the zone favored them earlier on, and now they're trying to push that advantage and gain something out of it. Nade on the door as Revo exits. No knock just yet. Revo trying to run away and see if he can play survival, at least and get some placement points so that Alpha doesn't lose the momentum that they gained over the past 2 games. But would you look at that? Another team, another challenger approaches, and this time it's going to be Vampire.
Yeah, they are definitely looking for a fight, Vampire are. I mean, why wouldn't you? You see this fight happening, the zone is closing in. You don't need to push them, but you can gatekeep the heck out of whoever's over here. So, I definitely see Vampire probably picking up a couple of elims. Revo trying to get this high angle. LGD understand the danger. They're going to get out of dodge. They're going to leave him for Vampire most likely here. They're just going to try and get out of the way. Revo might just deny the point here. Going to try and heal up, but better to deny the point at this point. But 31 points in game number 2. 0 points on the board in game number 3. Unless he can get that. No, he can't. He's going to heal back up once more. Unless he can get into zone, Sandstorm. This is the end of A7.
It might just be in this game. And LGD decide we don't want to do this anymore, but RC are waiting for them. Divine steps up and he falls down, and so just like that, an advantage goes over in favor of the side of LGD. Now switching over to Ling's Apollo, not knowing where to look. Left, right, up, right, he doesn't know. So many different angles to watch out for, but LGD end up getting absolutely wiped in that fight, and Vampire step up to reject, who are smack dab in the middle of the zone at the moment. APG might also pull up to them. Vampires finish the fight, get themselves some more points, and continue. Rufus with those 5 LMs. What can you do for APG? DRX now focusing onto 33Z and Weibo Gaming. Weibo, who are now 19 points away from crossing that threshold. Can they do it in this game, or will other teams step in their way? Troops try and see if he can get the knocks while Osal was distracting, but the distraction was not enough. The aim is not there, and Vampires knock down a couple of members of DK. And all of a sudden, once more, you pull up to Vampires and it does not go your way. And thank you for the free kills, they say, as they continue on making their way to their next stop, their next location. Weibo, once again, reminding us of the 2-2 split they have and how in the world, I wonder, they're going to make it out of this one with Influence, KN being right around them.
It's gonna be so difficult. They put themselves in a good position for where the zone normally goes, but the zone has shifted south. This is not a typical field finish that we're used to seeing. It's not gonna center up on chopsticks, and that means for WBG, it's gonna be a really hard fight to get out of here. There's a lot of teams on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different teams in a very close proximity to each other. Kino know their power here. They definitely do have that advantage, although he does take out Tamar here. So that is going to be the opening knock, but it's a nice 2-2 split they got going. But DRX over in the compound next door, definitely going to be a team to watch. Make sure that Order doesn't poke his head out too much here. 33 down to 1 HP for that reason alone, and Order does go down as well to those nades. WBG need to be very careful here as Influence Rage now sneak up behind them. Sandstorm, It is not looking good for WBG here.
What can Weibo Gaming do now other than HE getting knocked? Influence Rage, knowing that this elimination, these knocks are very important when it comes to the story of the rest of this tournament. Order and Sook being surrounded by these teams and the zone closing in, forcing them to make their move. HE will be taken out. Sook still trying to shine with this bow. Yeah, you're gonna need that vehicle for cover as the zone starts to close in. KN still holding that angle. No one's pushing anyone because the zone is allowing them to hold their ground for now, but Influence Rage looks like they're done waiting. And they are gonna be pushing onto KN. I'm not sure. Wait, hold on. KN just got evaporated, eviscerated in 2 seconds. Just like that, they're all gone. And now, Weibo trying to see if they can turn it around in third party. I think it's a 3v3 at the moment. 3-3 Z.
Yes!
Diego Lawrence, a jump shot from Order. This world champion takes them all down. What in the world was that from Order?
He is back, baby. Order back in it to win it.
What do you mean? He's always been here. What was that?
What a play coming through. The quick switch of the weapons, the shifting over to that S12, taking out the last player of Influence Rage. Influence did a great job there, but WBG able to bring it back. Now the only team standing in their way is DRX, and Sook is going to try and clear a way for them. 33Z, is he going to be able to get out of there alive? Maybe. Sook barely getting out of there. No, and then falls. He falls. No, he falls away. Order is stuck now. WBG getting absolutely smothered right now. Sook fell out of the vehicle. 1 HP means he goes down. Order all of a sudden is a solo. What was going to be finishing a fight as a 3-piece now means Order is all alone. It has just not gone their way, Sandstorm.
I mean, look, being able to gain a decent amount of points and win that fight at the end of the day with a top 5, that's good. That means that in game number 4, the target for Weibo would be to hold, but the heal does not come out in time. 140 points, 12 points is what they are going to need to pass the threshold. And look at that, 2nd to 6th, all gone. Vampires, the only one surviving in 7th place now. Then you go down to 10th, 13th, and 14th. So when it comes to the overall result of this game and how it could impact the overall ranking, if Vampire get themselves the chicken dinner with a decent amount of eliminations, they could also cross that 100-point threshold. But crossing the 100-point now in game number 3 of the day, I'm not sure how that's going to help you out, or if it's going to help you out, because you still have quite a few teams that you need to get through.
I mean, at least for the top 5, all the teams over 100 points, right? We're seeing teams in the top 4 that have nothing to do with them, right? So none of those points are really going to hinder them in any way. The only team that could potentially start to poke at those teams is Vampires. So if they go out, I mean, they've had a really good game. 6 points on the board in Elim's top 4 position. It's good, but it's not good enough just yet. It's not an A7 that we were seeing in the last game. So all of these teams now, yeah, they can get points, that's fine, but for WBG, for BTR, for Team Spirit, you're not looking at a risky win here.
You really aren't. But let's see who will be getting this win. Can Vampire catch up to Influence Rage and Alpha 7 and join them in the 100 points plus? Or will Thunder Talk Gaming, who currently have the 7 eliminations to their name, be the team to do so? Schweppes.
I mean, at this point, with the zone, it could go either way, though. Schweppes does peek out, try and get some shots, goes back down. The thing is that no one's actually inside of zone. No one's here. They're all on the edge looking at each other going,
it's too
no,
open.
You first. You
Yeah,
first.
exactly. It's whoever makes the first move, that's who's going to get eliminated first, it feels like.
And all we can do is sit here and wait. We've said our piece. Voindonkey here as a solo. Maybe not for much longer. Vexy now under fire, under those nades. I mean, who do you have to win this though, Sandstorm? Because they're also equally placed right now.
Advantage-wise, I mean, definitely has to be ThunderTalk and DRX. There, I mean, yes, positionally, I'm not thinking about that at the moment, but it's just the fact that they have more numbers. Yeah, so that would be the first thing I'm looking at. 2 is they have more utility in DRX's favor, more smokes, more nades, more mollies, even though it's just one more molly. I think the utility is definitely going to help them out a lot more. Especially with it being 2 smokes for the likes of ThunderTalk. How are you going to be able to get yourself into cover or provide yourself any kind of space to work with if you don't have the smokes to give you that time? So I think DRX, they're the ones in the driver's seat, and if they can deal any kind of damage to ThunderTalk before the fight with the rest of the squads begins, it should be their game, and it should catapult them from 13th all the way to 11th. Not much of a catapult, but more of a yeet than a catapult.
Ain't that the truth here? Wow, they've slowed this game right down. Nobody wanting to be the first to make a move here. Nobody wanting to do anything other than hold, as they're just going to wait for that zone to push in. It will push in just a couple of seconds here. The new zone, stage 8, will be happening. You see ThunderTalk already waiting, ready to go. It goes to the side of DRX, but ThunderTalk aren't going to have anything to do with that. They're going straight through. They're not going to allow DRX to have any sort of advantage here. Pushing in onto the north side. This could be very, very good, but Vampires now just need to hold. They need to wait for this fight to finish. There you go. Sai's going to take out one, but gets traded off. Sating goes down. It's a 3v3. AJ now feeling some shots, feeling the heat a little bit. That nade trickles his health down just to 1. As Schweppes now moves in, this is Vampire moving in, third party and cleaning up, gets taken down very, very low. Not going to be able to do much there, has to fall back. Miaula does go out, that's Soaz able to fight on 2 different angles here. DRX fending off 2 teams at once, and meanwhile, you got Voindonkey just chilling in the shack.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really need to do anything for now, just hold on for dear life and let the rest of the squads deal with each other. And then play, I just try to ruin their day at the end of the game. Empire's finally pushing onto the squad of DRX. QZ then letting it rip with that S12K, switching over to the M4, and Vampires are done for. And that means that ThunderTalk now can jump into this as a third party, clean up and win this game. They have the numbers advantage. I mean, DRX had it with the utility, but when you get thirded, it's very, very difficult for you to recover. And ThunderTalk pushing this advantage that they have, taking out DRX during their 9th elimination and going for that 10th. And now it's just going to be Vexy from Voindonkey. 4v1 situation. We rarely see clutches like this, especially with depending on the stakes. But
wow.
This situation,
GGs.
ThunderTalk say thank you for that 11th. They get themselves 21 points and finally get a winner chicken dinner that I feel is long overdue for the squad.
You know what? This is so nice to see them step up, take this win. We've wanted to see this from them for so long, and it's so nice for them to be able to do this. A really, really good play around to the north side. Vampires helping out a lot, but TT able to just clutch it up, get rid of them all. That's going to be a big elim count on the side of TT as well as this win. And yes, they were in 10th place. Are they really in the running for Smash Zone? No. But when you're talking about that other race for the PEL teams, this is huge for them.
Definitely will boost their morale, and I feel like kind of put their minds at ease when it comes to competing at the Esports World Cup, because the only way that they don't make it is if they end up in the bottom 4 and we have a win from Weibo plus LGD our 2nd place. So this chicken dinner is a moral victory for them and definitely something to ease their minds at the moment. Now they can just focus on performing their very best in the rest of the games that we have now. 3 matches done and dusted. And yet, no team has crossed the threshold. No team has passed 152 points. Weibo is the team that is closest to that, I believe, and we'll show you exactly in a few minutes with the match ranking and the overall leaderboard.
I can't wait to see that leaderboard now. I mean, yes, not much is going to change up at the top, but who is trying to contend now? Who is trying to get there at the top? We have seen many teams come through and get those 100 points. VPE are going to be one of those now. Rejects got very close. They got to 92 before they went out. And Vampires had 90 halfway through that game. So I'm expecting them to go up to 100 at least. Thunder Talk with that should be also approaching 100 quite quickly there. That will have jumped them up several spots.
Several spots closer to the top 5, top 6. That's the goal. Just end up as high as you can on that leaderboard. If you don't have a chance at winning the title, try and get as much of the prize pool as you can. Then that would be the goal for these players. Just get best placement possible in the overall leaderboard. And here we see the downfall of Team Spirit throughout the game, getting picked off one right after the other, and show exactly how we managed to get to that end game.
Great nade coming in from Refus. I don't think I hyped this enough up in the moment. That was fantastic from him. The power of those shacks, man, or rather the weakness of those shacks to come through. You just get one good nade and it's game over for Tiamba there. But still, Tiamba been stepping up in the last few games. We've seen a lot more from them than we have in the first 2 days. So it is a little too late, but at the same time, nice to see them kind of react a little bit differently. Order coming through, coming in clutch. I would love to see this entire fight again, actually, just to really figure out what happened here, because it looked like Kino were doing quite well for themselves, but that third party was absolutely deadly. And look at this, the switch over to the QBZ. Down he goes, very easily done for Order, but it's Order. What do you expect?
Yeah, he pulled off some incredible plays there, especially that 1v3 towards the end. 2,300. I'll give them that 1 damage. No, 89 damage. We can't give them the damage. 11 eliminations, 21 points for Thunder Talk Gaming. Qianyu, AJ, Jing, King, and Siting with an incredible performance in that last game. And I'm just very happy to finally see them get themselves a chicken dinner, because we've been talking about them since the beginning as, you know, because they're one of the strongest teams coming into this. But it looks like a lot of the other teams came prepared to the Pmhi NEP.
They sure did. They've given us 2.5 days now of stellar performances left, right, and center. It's been really fun to see who's really going to come out on top here. And the gap is huge, actually. Thunder Talk with 21 points, Vampires with 11, DRX down to 10, WBG with 8 as well. MVP is going to be Jing there, 7 eliminations, 1,200 damage on his own. But what's crazy about that is 7 elims, 12 damage, 38% contribution. That might sound like a lot, but when you've got a full squad, that actually isn't. He's not dominating over the rest of his team. It's actually very evenly split. So to have those numbers and still have an equal share with your team is huge.
And now what's huge is that lead that Weibo have, once again keeping their distance from everyone else. 17 points ahead of BTR in second. Team Spirit need 32 to catch up to them. Influence, Rage, and Alpha 7. So now we have 5 teams in total who have crossed that threshold of 100 points, but we are still a while away from someone crossing the threshold into the 152 point mark and getting themselves closer to being crowned the champions, and finally seeing that smash rule come into play. Damage wise, top is catching up to Federals, just 200 and a few damage remaining. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 3 games down, 6 games to go in today's schedule. Coming next is going to be the final wrangle of the first half of the games, and then we will be taking well, we'll be taking a short break and then coming back, hopefully, with that game once more. So, since it's still early, if you haven't had your second cup of coffee, now would be the perfect time to go heat up that kettle. So, get yourself some snacks, and we'll see you guys when we come back for game number 4. See you in a few. The action continues in the second, well, I would say second half, but technically we're still in the first half of today's games. Realistically, we don't know which half we're in because we don't know what the limit is. But all I know is we have match number 16 out of 21 at the moment with our third Erangel, fourth map of the day. And this time, the zone or the plane path seemed fit to go from just south of Zarki all the way to south of Milta Power, southeast of Zarki to south of Milta Power, if you want to get extremely technical about it. But we instantly see a wide 2-2 split drop from Alpha 7. Just get themselves a couple of vehicles and then instantly rotate together, I'm hoping. But this game number 4, this game could be the one where we would finally see a team, and by a team I mean probably Weibo Gaming, in breaking that 152-point barrier and then just wait to get themselves a chicken dinner to be crowned the champions here. And now the zone showing its face towards that northwestern side. George Bull, Zarki, shooting range, ruins. I feel like a team maybe going to the George Bull Mountains, use that high ground, get as much info, get a lot of eliminations as well. And the early rotation there could be something that we might see.
I will say, Vampires up by Zarki, right above A7, and we saw in that last game them really step up and get right behind A7 on those leaderboards, 104 to 95 for Vampires. So is this a play, a soft play, to actually go ahead and try and get rid of A7 early? Are they going to try and surpass A7 by knowing they dropped North George, by dropping Zarki, especially in this zone? Are they looking to be a threat for them? I feel like that is a possibility here.
It's all quite possible in this game. It's all possible in this tournament, Neptura. But the question remains, is it possible for Weibo to get past the threshold in this game? Can BTR show us what they were able to pull off in game number 1 and continue the chase after that number 1 spot? Team Spirit ran into a couple of hurdles, a few issues in the first 3 games. Now they really need to wake up. Alpha 7 and Influence Rage constantly battling it out for that number 4, number 5 spot. Just 1 point separating the two. Even though the separation was like 40 points at the beginning of the day, but Alpha 7 made quick work of that. If they can possibly do that one more time, that would be sensational. But yeah, a Vespa rotation towards the military island. They have 0 loot. Nice. So they are going to they're going to the same drop location, which is still the military base. And I'm assuming they're going to be taking the rotation on the western side bridge in order to get to the likes of, not Zarki, but Gatka, to get themselves into the zone and then maybe go in there. I mean, still with it being the first zone, it's not going to be a big issue. I don't think a lot of teams are going to be bridge camping either, considering the fact that the zone is just not even there, so.
I wonder what WBG are going to be doing. I had a thought that occurred to me, Sandstorm, just now, is I wonder, you know, we've been talking about playing, do you play the Smash rule? Once you're close to the Smash threshold, how do you play this, right? Do you go all out and try and get it as early as possible? But what if you don't, right? As the coach of WBG, is that coach saying, listen, we've got 9 games. We just need to take it a step at a time. We don't need to be a threat to anybody. We're already a threat enough. If we go out and get a huge win with 30 elims or whatever, get a 30-point game and all of a sudden get there by game 1, game 2, is that going to put too much of a target on their back? Are they now just playing the slow game by going bit by bit? And yeah, the first 2 games, the zone really didn't go their way, so that was going to hinder any strategy they had in the first place. But bit by bit, they're getting there. They're not falling apart. They're just playing it slow. And I wonder if teams will actually use that as a strategy, that if you do have extra games as part of that Smash rule, are you going to see teams actually utilizing it?
You see, honestly, I'm not sure, because when I think about the smash roll and how teams are going to be able to get the points past the threshold, I feel like like as in how you play it, to respond to that question specifically, it's Weibo changed the way that they're playing today. That's for sure. And I feel like if you're the first team to get to the threshold, you're not the team that's going to win. I feel like because the smash roll, I mean, it has been present in other tournaments, in other games, and looking at those, I want to see the history of those tournaments with the smash roll being used there. The majority of the time, the first team to pass the threshold is the team that doesn't end up winning. And it's happened a lot of times. So now maybe Weibo's under that impression. They're like, we just want someone other than us to pass the threshold, and then we'll pass it, and then we'll win. It feels like it's like a curse that gets put on the team that passes the threshold in the first place. Because then literally every other team is focusing on them.
Yeah.
Otherwise the tournament ends.
Right.
That's why it becomes impossible. So right now, Weibo not passing the threshold, maybe it's a tactic, maybe it's not.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what their coach, what they're feeling, how they're trying to play this, because right now, I wouldn't say WBG are throwing right. Certainly it's a quieter day so far than we've seen from them in the first 2 games. I'm not going to chalk that all up to them. I'm going to chalk that up to those zones in the first 2 matches being absolutely horrendous for them. It always is going to ruin your strategy, and you just kind of have to throw that to the wind and play where you can. So the first 2 games I'm not going to hold against them. The last game we saw them really clutch it up, but at the same time, again, the zone kind of messed with them again, putting them in chopsticks, and then they couldn't really get out. So they've had a tough few games. I wouldn't say it's all completely their fault, but I would like to see a little bit more aggression coming through from them, not necessarily in terms of eliminations, but just aggression in their proactiveness. I want them to be more aggressive with how they rotate, how they push things, and we might start to see that now in game number 4. They're just 12 points away. We've seen teams do far more than that in a single game. I feel like this is the game where you kind of want to step it up, get those 12 points, and then go back to maybe relaxing and just playing for that win.
Playing for the win is what Weibo need to do here. Stage 1 closing in soon. Curious to see where the shift is going to be going for zone numero 2. Tiamba, 25 points in 12 games. It's still, the average seems to be like 2 to 3 points per game for Tiamba. And again, I'm not sure what issues. I mean, they're running into a lot of problems. We've seen a few moments. Oh my God, hold on. We'll get back to that. Why? Why does the zone keep doing this to us? Why? Literally, it went to like the most. But I guess the most it could.
Yeah.
In terms of water area to take, and it decided, yeah, that's what we're doing now. This is what we're doing.
Wow. It really doesn't want WBG to win. What? Okay. Okay. Wow, what do you do if you're WBG here? What do you do? We're on board with them right now, and frankly, I'm not sure I want to listen to the team speak right now. Whole lot of heat coming out of him, I feel like. That's just insanely unfair here. Tian with that headshot. Nasty shot onto Carrillo. That's going to be LGD, who, again, have stepped up a little bit. They've fallen down those leaderboards, but they are getting those early elims every game.
That they are, and they need to see if they can secure more of those throughout the game. Influence Rage and DRX fighting for control of the warehouses just south of Georgepool. We have another team towards the likes of Hospital, Team Spirit, showing up in the elimination feed with a couple of elims to their name. Few knocks as it stands to Tiamba. We say they run into problems, and right now the problem seems to be Team Spirit.
There's a third team, though. Okay, so WBG have found a way into zone, right? They've got a small compound. It's not going to hold them for very long, but they're just going to be spicing up those vehicles, getting them ready to go for a new rotation. Bit by bit, that's what WBG need to do. Carefully, slowly, bit by bit, but proactively, and not like that. Cool. There is a team rotating behind them. Can't see it. That is BTR. So second place, very, very close to WBG right now. They might just be able to skirt on past. WBG should not engage that, except BTR seem to have a better way into zone and might just try and third party this if they're not careful. It's really, really difficult to say, Sandstorm, just because there's so many options on so many levels here. Depending on where the teams where they want to go, what they want to do. I mean, do BTR try and take out a team, any team they can? Do they play their own game? Right now, they've just lost one, so they've obviously found another team, so for now, WBG are going to be safe. But what's that going to mean for later on in the game?
I think for BTR, it's try to, I guess, hold on to that number 2 spot at the moment, because no one's passed the threshold. And there isn't a massive lead so far in favor of Weibo in first place. So if the smash rule isn't going to be applied here, then there is a chance for them to still hope to steal it away in the last game. But I think it's too early to have that kind of thought process. You still have the ability to catch up to them. You caught up and got to 122 points in game number 1. Game 2, 3, you got nothing? You have to make up for it. You can't have another bad game. Definitely not at this point. So BTR really have to step it up.
Yep.
They really need to start securing points. And Weibo need to use an advantage when it's given. BTR lose a member, you need to try and secure the points. You need to try and survive. And Satar Lest says, not today. Responds to my statement by knocking down Suk from Weibo. And Weibo with the late rotations. They lost one member. We won't be seeing Legolas unleash the wrath of his bow and 3-3Z. And that once again, massive issues for Weibo, because that just means it's harder and harder for them to secure 12 points to pass the threshold. And it would be heartbreaking to get like 10 or 9.
But this is the thing, man, right? If you look at where the map went, where the zone went, WBG didn't really have a choice. It was either rotate through here, through these fields in the hill, or rotate down past crates. I mean, they were absolutely going to get just demolished if they went that way. So, once again, the zone really messing up their game. I mean, I'm not even saying, oh, the zone should go to Yesnaya and it should, you know, favor them. How about just a normal zone for WBG? How about just one where they have a just a difficult rotation in rather than an impossible one? Every single time now so far in these games, we have seen WBG get stitched up by the zone, by that rotational thing where everybody's just on the edge. They have to rotate through a lot of teams, and they're gonna get picked off.
Let's see if Weibo can pick off a couple of eliminations for themselves as well here, Nep, because right now it's going to be up to Order and HE. The name of the game is a total of 12 points. If they can manage, 12 points for 2 players. The only way I see it happening is stealing as many eliminations as they can, and then have to get at least top 3. Otherwise, you're talking about it, like they have to use this game. They have to do something with it. Losing 2 members, definitely not the best situation to be put in.
Well, we're gonna see where that zone goes. It does center on up. WBG just on the edge there. They're gonna actually have a fairly easy rotation in for once. But goodness me, it's not enough. Not as a duo now, not out in the open. Vampires looking down on them. That's he going on out. Tony K grabbing that point. Order probably going to follow in quick succession. He actually taken out by A7. Tony K's point just ripped away, and that is huge for A7. Remember, A7 and Vampire very, very close together. 10 points difference. So every point matters at the moment. Order just trying to stay alive. WBG, and it's no fault of their own. They're playing the best they can. They're doing what they have to. But the zones and the team is not letting them get those points. Order moving over to this vehicle. A little bit more cover for him. Don't stick it. Don't stick it. It's getting shot to smithereens, though. He's going to have to go prone. I mean, what do you do here? CD Alliance over in that area as well, over in the compound. Not going to let him through. A7 on one side, Vampire on the other. And I think that might be Rejects behind him as well. Insane work coming in from them. I mean, what can you say? What can you say with that? Just such a tough battle being fought here by Order. BTR, on the other hand, did lose Razy, that's true, but Sitar does have a point on the board. Moving up right behind WBG, actually, but they will come across into contact with Jing from ThunderTalk. They won the last game. Can they do something with this again? ThunderTalk just down to... No, they are a full squad, still a full squad, up and running, down to the south side.
Yeah, Order, not going to be long for the world there. Should be able to be taken out. He's going to try and actually destroy the vehicles, maybe survive as long as he can in this moment. Again, 12 points. Just needs to make sure that the vehicles blow up so he does not get blown up himself. And now survive. Even if you get 1 point, it's 1 point less that you need to secure in the next match. The very slow crawl towards that 152 point mark, just because of how many teams from the bottom of the leaderboard or the middle of the pack have been able to climb up to the top, is what made this such a difficult task for Weibo. And again, the fact that they are in the #1 spot just made them a target for everyone. You saw when we had a single elimination in the elimination feed showing that, hey, it was one of Weibo, the chase was on. So now they have to do it again. And I'm not sure if they can. The zone. Ooh. Yeah, the zone just knocked them out, and looks like Top will be able to pick up that one.
Nah, I think they're going to deny the point. There we go. Yep, Tiamba out. Once again, that is unfortunate. Team Spirit able to pick up a couple points onto them first, though, of course. Team Spirit still a full squad. The zone centers up again. And Order, been put in such a rough position, finally gets zone. But he's a solo out in a field behind a buggy with a couple of smokes. There's nothing he could do from this position. PUBG Mobile is cruel sometimes, Sandstorm.
It is a cruel, cruel mistress. But listen, we love PUBG Mobile anyways. It doesn't matter.
Yes, true. But
we want to see... Yes.
Goodness.
RC, hold on, Choops.
Whoa.
Okay, producer jumping us right into the fight here with Choops versus Top from APG. DK, what can you do in this situation? Top ready with the nade, a lot of damage. Brings him down to half HP. Doc is finally here with some backup as well. DK will get pushed by the zone, and Nate goes way too far. S12K sings. Fortunately, mic wasn't on. No damage registered. Here comes Doc finally. No. He does not get it, but Top will. Revive will be secured, and they should be able to get into the zone. No problems here. Revo from Alpha 7. Okay, this is the longest that they survived past game #1. Or past game #2, I believe, after that incredible 21 elimination chicken dinner.
Influence Rage, though. Influence Rage just took out Doc. That's 2 knocks for APG now. Doc does go out. Influence Rage gets Top. That's APG out in that elim feed. We have missed it on screen, but Influence Rage just come in and clean up APG. Unable to get any sort of real points on the board for them. But Influence Rage up to 110 now.
Which is a fantastic performance from them so far to keep on going. Them and Spirit sitting at that 110 mark. Thunder Talk, champions of the last game, get taken out. Divine, not sure if his location is known to the team of Spirit. Pmhi. Popping a couple of smokes, if I'm not mistaken. Just to kind of dissuade any push from the side of a Reject. Give them a little bit of room to work with. Pmhi, though, not aware of a nade being cooked. And now it's Reject with a numbers advantage, a 3v2. Can they push that advantage? Because you can't really, with the nades that are coming up from Matic. Makes it a little bit difficult for you to reach in, though.
Waiting in the wings, ready to backstab. Yeah, I knew it. Ready to backstab onto Rejects, and that means Team Spirit need to change those angles fast if they don't want to get picked off just like them. Now the nades come in, the Molotovs, but Apollo is also ready with that Molly. They don't even know he's on that side. He could come out at any moment, but he's not going to. Meanwhile, VPE! Oh! With the vehicle,
that
just
was...
slap bang onto order. The disrespect coming from him.
That was absolutely cruel, and Kitsune!
What?
Shots being missed between Apollo and Julo, not able to take them out. Gets shut down, and Reject survive top 7. And yeah, that was those scenes from Vampire on Order. That was just unreal.
Oh, and you know what really is heartbreaking as well? Order survived that long to go out in 9th place. Still no placement points. So,
no points gained from this game, yeah.
No.
A little bit of a waste for the team in first place.
And BTR are still here. BTR is still here as 3. They're outside of zone right now, but I don't know for how much longer they will be in that predicament. Influence Rage as well, outside of zone now, but they've got a better entry. RC, do they even know? No, they don't. They do not know that BTR are right below them. That's going to be another elimination going over to BTR for 2 now. Low count for them so far in the game, but it's just getting started. 6 teams still remain.
Six remain, but only 1 can come out on top at the end of this 4th map of the day, our 3rd Erangel. Alpha 7, what can you do with the 3 players? You have a full squad for CD Alliance and Evoin Donkey. BTR with 125 points. This is a chance for 4 teams to catch up to the leaders. We'll have an opportunity for multiple opponents to shoot for that 152 point mark. Squash now in Alpha 7 pushing the squads to their limits. BTR applying the pressure onto Voin Donkey, onto Alpha 7. Nade comes in. Squash on the right side of that rock to get that cover that he needs to survive in this moment. Is Alpha 7 down to 1 member. Influence in BTR. This is an opportunity for them to catch up to Weibo. With the 0 points that have been gathered, nades from Void Donkey, you know there's only 1 member left. You better push it and secure those points, secure those elims. And that's exactly what they're doing now. And BTR is still on the southern side of the zone. Squash, just hiding in the smoke, biding his time, waiting for any chance to pound and secure any eliminations. And Satarlas just letting it rip into that smoke, trying his luck. Squash gets 1, sets his sights onto 2, but Zeta just drives a vehicle right into his back. Guarantees that elimination. And now, CD Alliance slowly pushing up, but looks like Leon is exposed to the likes of Lil Boy and Influence Rage on 114 points. Looking to get more. BTR full ascended into 2 teams. Snape goes down. Federals realizes this is a huge mistake. Go right back to their previous position now.
Yep.
Too aggressive from them.
A little too much. They understood that and they're going to pull right on back. They only lose 1. It could have been a lot worse. This is going to be better. Now they can control CD Alliance so that they can't really push up over that ridge. This whole fight, though, gives Influence Rage room to breathe here because the zone has gone over to the north side. That means that everybody is looking at them, and Vampires and Influence are able to fend for themselves here. Satar does understand that there's a danger onto that right-hand side. He's going to try and get a couple of shots going that way, but still, the majority of that attention is going to the north side.
That is going to be the focus now, especially with CD Alliance having so much of that room to work with. If they're able to take care of Voin Donkey, if they can just try and take out any of the opponents before they even pull up to the location. Tony K suffering at the hands of Influence Rage, being knocked down. Schweppes, let's see if he can actually get the revive here. Influence Rage trying to make their way, but CD Alliance not giving them that opportunity, not giving them a chance to breathe. Lil Boy will not survive, and it looks like neither will the rest of Influence Rage, but before that, they might just push onto the likes of Vampire and secure those eliminations on them. Looks like they will. Influence Rage will take them out. BTR out in the open. Voin Donkey going for this push on the edge of the zone to try to take out Satarlest, but Influence Rage, they're able to maybe crawl into the zone here. Satarlest, this is a rotation of him driving backwards. What is this? A Jason Statham movie? What is this? Am I watching The Transporter all of a sudden? What is going on? He drove backwards! He's alive!
How?
And he's gonna take down Law? He's not gonna allow him to get in? Are you kidding me with that rotation, Satarless? That is one of the coolest ways for him to be able to get in there. Because, I mean, look, I don't care that he got third. That was phenomenal. It was amazing, but
That is wild.
let's focus on CD Alliance and Voin Donkey now, because one of them will come out with a chicken dinner and hopefully get some more points on the board, Nap.
They sure will. CD Alliance, both of these teams stepped up in a big way today. Last two games, we've seen them in the top 5. Voin Donkey just with that solo last time, but now they have 3 ready to go. Lots of vehicles being utilized here. CD Alliance also looking, but they've got Cluck up on the roof. That's going to be big for them. Very evenly matched, I feel like, Sandstorm. You've got a lot of ridgeline, you've got a lot of zones still left alive. Cluck does lose that off angle, but that's because Voin Donkey, they're really just not using it. They're not allowing that angle to be of any use to CD. So now it's got to be that full front, going for that attack, going for those nades, going for those vehicle baits. That's got to be the name of the game.
That has to be indeed. Now let's see who will decide the name of the game at the end here. It's still 4v3 for CD Alliance. They're the ones with the numbers advantage, but the second that Voin Donkey get a knock, they have to try and take the 3v3. Lots of scouting being done with those cars, trying to see if they can distract anyone and get themselves a further advantage. Nades doing a little bit of damage to Cluck. Iftar just driving around along with Leon. Jimmy with the nade, combining it with Cluck now. Will they be aiming at the right spot? Jimmy gets just a tiny bit exposed and gets punished for it. Just not enough.
Not enough. Both these teams kind of just dancing around it, right? They're dancing around the point. Get to it, guys. At this point, yeah, you want the win, but at the same time, you gotta end the match. You gotta end the fight. Somewhere, somehow, the zone is not going to allow you to do much there. There we go. Vexy taking a shot over onto Jimmy now. Iftar still in that vehicle, but they've lost a vehicle mobility here for CD Alliance. That's gonna give Voin Donkey room now to grow, room now to move on up. Those vehicles are no longer a problem, but those nades are. Vexy taking him out there as this flush comes in on Jimmy. Razak now just one of 2 left alive. And where's his teammate? His teammate's not doing a whole bunch at all here too. Wait a second. His teammate doesn't need to do anything. Razak has it under control, and this is where Zeta now gonna be coming through, trying to get this extra 1 onto Leon. Razak just taking out 2 of CD, and for CD, what should have been a win is all over now. Unless he can clutch this up, a 1v2, it's still possible.
Possible, but unlikely.
Oh, wait.
Hold on.
Wait.
Razak, you have to push.
That nade. There.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
no.
wait.
It hasn't
Clicking
done
up
it yet.
bar.
He gets the heal.
Oh, Leon, can you do it? 1v2. Trades it around. Molly.
Good Molotov.
Little bit of damage. Oh, with that PP buys it. Then goes back. Both players decide to heal. This is so insane between the two. This should have never gotten to this situation.
Exactly.
This should have never happened. This should not be happening between these two teams. Leon, you have to go for the push. S12K versus PP Bison, up close and personal. Pray and spray through that smoke. Everyone's missing every single shot. Razak finally appearing through the smoke. A little bit of damage onto Leon. Will not allow the 4v3 to be secured. And it is going to be Void Donkey who get their winner chicken dinner. And what a heck of a way to do it in a 3v4 at the end. I don't know what the Alliance were thinking there. I don't know what the call was. You had the numbers advantage. Why did you have 2 people in cars scouting and 2 people fighting 3? What was the call there?
I mean, I kind of feel like that was okay for me. I mean, yeah, the car meta is huge right now, so you use 2 players in the vehicles to run around, scout, but also be a bait, be a distraction, right? Be noisy. That's what you want to do, is create a lot of chaos, not give them time to think, time to react. But the problem is that the 2 on the ground were not backing that up with nades, they weren't backing that up with gunfire, they weren't backing up with any sort of push. They kind of just let their teammates in the car kind of just run around, and they didn't do much. So when they finally did do something, Void Donkey were ready for them. And yes, it got very much down to the wire, and maybe it shouldn't have been, but at the same time, Void Donkey did the right thing there.
Yeah, I think they really did. They played it as well as they could have. And definitely mistakes on the part of City Alliance. That should not have been a game that ran away from them. I agree when it comes to the car meta and everything, but in a 4v3, why are you giving the numbers advantage to your enemy? You literally have the numbers advantage. Why are you giving up the biggest advantage that you have? I understand, but use 1 car. 1 person drive around. And that way you're always having equal footing. You always have a 3v3. The fact that they split it up too much is what ruined it for them, I believe, at the end. It was way too much from City Alliance, and I feel like that end game kind of explains to us exactly why City Alliance hasn't been able to perform at the level that the rest of the squads are at this point. Because that game should not have been taken away from them. That was their game.
It was their game. It was their game, and it should have been their game, and it just wasn't in the end. Unfortunate stuff coming in there, but Void Donkey, man, he did a really good job to clean up all of that, to clean it all up, to take advantage of that mistake, and actually get that win. Now, in terms of the leaderboards, is it really going to do enough? No. But it's nice to see the effort being made. It's nice to see the step up. It's nice to see that they can compete against these teams, right? Just because they've had a couple of bad days does not mean they need to rethink things as a team. They're still able to get these wins.
And getting these wins is incredibly important. I mean, look at that Razak. You see, all of them got into the car, 3 people, and it just made them such easy targets, it felt, in those moments. But what matters at the end of the day is that Void Donkey will have their chicken dinner. 11 eliminations, 21 points secured, and that's a wrap on Erangels for now. We have 2 Miramars coming up, and if no winner is decided by then, we will still have 3 more matches. And we are still waiting for someone to cross that threshold of 152 points. And we see Weibo. Not often do we see them with 0 points. But when it matters most, right now, they need to perform. They're not showing up, and in today's games.
It's the curse all over again. The team that's in first place is not the team to get to the smash point, or the team that gets to the smash threshold is not the team to smash. It's gonna be such an uphill battle for everybody here. WBG do get some points, of course, but not enough, man, not enough. MVP, of course, is gonna be Razak, and it should be, right? That 1v2 at the very end there, just solidifying his MVP status here. 4 elims, 800 damage, 31% team contribution. And now, Sandstorm, we're moving over to those overall rankings, and APG is almost badly as they're playing here. I mean, I don't want to say badly, but look at those points. It's not a lot. It's not what we're used to seeing from them. They still step into that 93-point range, so they will be also hitting 100 points very, very soon.
That they will be, and it's just going to be another team. Now we have six squads in that lineup. 100 points plus 12 points for Weibo, 22 for BTR, 32 for Influence Rage, 41 still for that 5th place holder. Still a road to go for the teams to get to that threshold and activate the Smash rule, because as of now, it is not activated. We wait and we hope for one of these teams to break that barrier. And right now, Federals is breaking those barriers with those numbers. 6,996 damage. Insane from him and from BTR. Yeah, but Nep, 2 Miramars are waiting for us. So now we are going to be taking a very short break, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And we will be coming right back. So make sure you get your shades. Make sure you get your caps, because you definitely need it for the next map. And of course, everyone participating in the next game, you will need sunglasses as you board the plane, and we will provide them for you. So we will see you in Miramar very, very soon.